All right, so this Youth Day, young people have little to celebrate, sadly, in a country where youth unemployment is at a record high, not to mention the rising cost of living, soaring crime rates. Many have lost confidence in government's ability to address youth challenges. The current economic gloom puts empowerment opportunities out of reach for young people, despite their potential to contribute significantly to the country's economic revival. Well, Power to Truth eNCA, Professor J.J. Tabane, is going to be hosting a discussion panel, and he joins us now from Soweto, where he will be broadcasting live this evening. JJ, lovely to see you out and about. So talk to me, what are you planning for this evening?
Good evening, Sally, and good evening to all our eNCA viewers. We're coming to you from Soweto at Sakumzi's restaurant. This is where Power to Truth will be happening tonight at 8 o'clock. We'll be having what we call an intergenerational dialogue on the future of South Africa. And I'll be having a range of panelists from the Deputy Secretary of Parliament, Baby Chawa, to the Minister of Home Affairs, Ntate Aromotwaledi, the MEC of Sports, Culture and Recreation in Gauteng, Mbali Shope, as well as the President of Hazapo, Nelvis Kakema, and a range of other people in the audience, from the young to the old, who are going to tell me what their perspectives are about the future of South Africa. But of course, standing with me now is Sakumzi Mukabela, who's our host tonight. He's going to tell me a little bit about Sakumzi restaurant here in Soweto, where we'll be coming from. Tate Makubela, thank you so much for hosting us here tonight. Tell me a little bit about this establishment and what you do here.
Good evening, Professor Dr. J.J. Tabane and eNCA viewers. We are at Sakumzi restaurant in Orlando West. We started 2001 with 4 people, and before COVID-19 we had 110 people working here. And in direct jobs we created in this famous Vilakazi Street, we had more than 1,000 people working, as we've got more than 10 restaurants in this street.
Wow, wow. And the buzz of the tourism in this place, what can you tell me about it? It's the biggest street in the history of Soweto, Vilakazi Street.
As Power to Truth is one of the top programs in the country, Sakumzi restaurant is one of those top restaurants. I don't dispute that when people say so. So we had, on a quiet day, 200 tourists that were coming before COVID-19. And at the moment, we have picked up. After COVID, we see plus minus 120 people dining lunchtime every day, meaning we are still on top of our game.
Finally, interesting that your restaurant, while it's the biggest brand, supports other restaurants in the vicinity. Tell me about that a little bit.
When we started 2001, other people followed, and we were there to welcome them. We were not like your big corporate companies when we killed smaller competition. We were there to support them, to give them our cooks, to give them our professional chefs, to give them our managers that we have trained in the past years, to not to make the same mistakes that we had to go through. We feel there's enough for everyone.
Thank you so much for hosting us here tonight. We hope to talk to you a little bit earlier as you join the dialogue upstairs. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
All right. That's Sakumzi Makubela there, the owner of Sakumzi restaurant. He's a host tonight. He's just giving us a sumptuous meal, African meal, that all the guests are enjoying upstairs, where we will be coming for the dialogue. I want to talk now to Baby Chawa. Baby Chawa is a Deputy Secretary of Parliament, and she was one of the student leaders in 1976. He's going to set a little bit of a history lesson scene for us briefly. Baby, thank you so much for being part of our guest here tonight.
Thanks very much, JJ, and thanks for the invitation.
Yeah, it's very cold.
It is cold.
Can you tell me how it was in 1970s? Just sketch a picture for those youngsters who have absolutely no idea what we are talking about when we talk about June 76.
Yeah, no. When I walked in here, as I was standing, I thought it's freezing like the Wednesday morning of June 16 when we were starting to march from our various schools. But I also thought it's quite historical, and I think it's very important to talk about positives. The fact that you have Sakumzi here, it's evidence of the struggles of the young people of that generation. And we're very proud about it. Yes, we do pain that a lot of young people are unemployed today, but I think on a positive note, something must happen. The positive energy, the and combined with the efforts and the attitude that we had then of fighting against apartheid, should actually be reignited, reorganized, fight for freedom.
How can it be
skills.
reignited? Exactly. This is where we are. How can it be reignited?
JJ, I suppose what you're trying to do now about intergenerational dialogues, it's one aspect. You may want to explore intergenerational dialogues amongst business people who are emerging business owners in different sectors. You may want to shape dialogues around different sectors and see how can we pull each other up that ladder of success. It's quite difficult. And of course, the world is not making us any favors. The world has changed. The global politics are impacting on our economy. Of course, there are missteps that we have also done ourselves.
What will be your message to young people today as we reflect on this briefly, please?
Well, I always say you can never fight the same struggles. We didn't fight the struggle of 1956. We got the 1956 women to mentor us, and they championed our path by encouraging us, teaching us the politics, teaching us the values of inclusivity, teaching us the politics of non-racialism. And I think we must also start about non-racialism. The young people today must really focus on the non-racial movements. Yes, we are African, we are black, we are the most oppressed, and so on and so forth. But there are a whole range of other young people of other races. Putting those together, I'm sure we can get some.
So much, House Baby. We'll see you upstairs. That was Baby Jawa, the Deputy Secretary of Parliament. It's going to be one of the panelists tonight at 8 o'clock. Don't miss it. Here, coming to you live from Soweto here on Vilakazi Street. Back to you, Sally.
Thank you so much, JJ. So don't forget to join JJ tonight. He's live in Soweto from 8 o'clock right here on eNCA.